Yeah, hey, I can't stop. I'm on the way to the top. Got another flight to hop. I can't stop. Got a new whip and a lot. Got a new crib, I'm a cop. I won't stop. Got a whole family and friends. Everybody needs their M's. I won't stop. I will not play pretend. I'ma keep going to the end.
I can't stop. I'm on the way to the top. Got another flight to hop. I can't stop. Got a new whip and a lot.
All right, boys, we're working on something a little bit different today. This is the first time I will be ever putting my grubby hands on one of the family's Ford Escapes. We usually only talk about my cars and my projects on the channel. Occasionally I mention one of my family's cars. As you guys know, we all live here. Me and my family live here at this place. I work out of the shop out there on all of my stuff, but I also work on their cars on and off and help them out with, you know, general maintenance stuff and if they need little stuff done. And that's what we're gonna be doing today. We're actually gonna be working on my mom's car. She has a 2017 Ford Escape. I believe it's the S model. It's nothing too fancy. It has the 2.5 liter, one of the most long-term reliable engines that they put in these. EcoBoosts were known for issues once they get higher mileage, but these were pretty dang good and this car has treated them well. My sister also has a 2017 Ford Escape, but it is an SE model and it has the 1.5 liter EcoBoost turbocharged 4-cylinder. It's a really weird, fun car to drive kind of because the motor is so tiny and it's weird. It's fun to drive though for that reason. These cars are pretty nice though, and I thought about making some videos where I did like a review or like a comparison between the two. They said they'd be down to let me do that. So if you guys think that would be cool, hit the thumbs up button on this one. Today we got a little bit of work to do on this car. So without further ado, let's fire it up and bring it over to the shop. 42,000 miles on this thing. Why are you mad at me right now? Good Lord. There we go. It's got a little bit of technology, I guess, compared to my cars, but pretty dang nice. They put a lot of mileage on it though since they bought it, which is crazy, but it's been treating them well. My mom sits way too close to the steering wheel, so I gotta move this thing. I can't even breathe right now. Bro, it gives me claustrophobia. But yeah, like I said, these cars are pretty nice. It's definitely not a car that I would ever want to own, that's for sure. Just not my thing. It just doesn't vibe with me quite, but still a nice car. And the times that I've driven it, when I've gone places with them, it's been nice. It's been fun. The reason I bought the red car is because my family owned that previously. When they got this car, they didn't need that car anymore. So that's why I took it on as my little daily cruiser project, and why I still own it. And I need to make sure I don't hit one of my PT Cruisers, speaking of which. I should probably turn my headlights on, that would help. There's the daily cruiser. It's mad at me again because I'm not buckled up. There's the PT GT over here. We got the cars out of the shop so that we can pull this baby in and get started on our work. Is she gonna fit? I think it's gonna fit. I also like Ford trucks. Ford trucks are probably my #1 favorite truck, right up there with the Dodges, and the Chevys are right behind that too. I like all American trucks, honestly. I don't really care. I'm not really into brand loyalty. I mean, even though I've owned a lot of PT Cruisers and I will continue to own them for forever, they're kind of my bread and butter. I love a lot of cars. I love all cars, and I think they're all beautiful for what they are. That's why I like experimenting with them whenever I get the chance. Get my grubby hands all over a different car for a change. It's kind of fun, and I get to learn a little bit. So that's why I'm excited to work on this thing today. We don't have too much to do. What we have to get done is we need to throw new front brakes on this thing. The rotors are really worn, and the shop that I take all my stuff to, they said, yo, you need to think about throwing some brakes on this thing. They're not warped at all, but they're worn, and they have a lot of heat spots in them and stuff, and the pads are getting a little bit low. So I went ahead and got them some nice Duralast gold pads. These are probably the best consumer, you know, everyday driver, daily driver spec pads, and I've had a lot of good luck with them in the past. I think we actually have a set of Duralast Golds on our Durango, and they've been on it for a long time now, a couple years at least. We've towed with it, we've done all kinds of stuff with it, and they've held up really, really well. Underneath that tire tube, there's a couple boxes. Those are the rotors. Got a lot of distilled water and stuff too, because it's that time of year. But yeah, that's what we're gonna be getting done to start things out today. I decided to vlog along this little process, even though we're not working on one of the projects. Let me know what you think below, but without further ado, I have to figure out how to jack this thing up, and hopefully I don't break it. There we go. Don't worry, I was using this rubber mallet and I was carefully tapping on the rim. It finally broke loose. And this looks disgusting. Like, look at the edges of the rotor are literally just like coming apart. It's whack. And also their tires are pretty worn. There's not a whole lot of tread left. They're getting close to the wear bar. They might have to throw some new ones on to get through inspection too, which kind of sucks. But these Michelin Energy Sabers are terrible in the snow. So I found. So probably a good thing anyways. Interestingly enough, the guide pin bolts have these little like rubber cover things and these little plastic caps that go in the end here, like so. Actually an Allen head in there. I don't know if you can see it or not. Camera doesn't seem to want to focus on it. Hi. But that is interesting. I wonder what the point of these covers are. Maybe just to keep them from getting a lot of crud on them and seizing up. I don't know. But I guess we need some Allens. And of course, none of my actual Allen keys would fit in this because my kit seemed to be missing like the one size that I needed to do this. But I ended up using a Torx bit, which I know is kind of sketchy, and you don't want one of these to ever break off in the bolt because that would be a really sad day. But I decided to carefully give it a shot, and it ended up working. And they don't seem to torque too much, so kind of worked since I was in a pinch, and now I don't have to go buy wrenches. So I guess it's the guide pin itself that we were just wrenching out. This is really weird. I've never in my life seen anything quite like this, but this is the actual guide pin itself. There's the Allen keyhole, and there's where it screws into the mounting bracket. You guys can see it goes through here, and this is what actually allows the caliper to slide, I guess, and then it just bolts straight into the mounting bracket from there. This is really weird. It's almost like a greaseless guide pin, possibly. There's like no grease on it, but maybe there should be grease on it. I don't know. I'm probably gonna throw some on it, but I have never seen one like this before. This is interesting. And out comes our second guide pin. I still can't tell if there was like grease on them originally or not, but I'm gonna grease them anyways because screw it. Well, that was easy. All the information I could find online, this just simply had to be pried off, and I just pried it off from the top and it came right off. Freedom. Calipers all tied up out of the way. Now we just gotta remove the bolts here on our mounting bracket, which are these two right here and right here. Hopefully they come out pretty easily, but once we're done with that, we've got everything torn apart, and it wasn't actually too bad. By far, the caliper mounting bracket so far was the hardest part of this job. As to be expected, I guess these bolts had a little bit of corrosion and almost looks like it has some thread locker on them now that I got them out. See that little line of red, which I don't like seeing that. I don't know what's up with that. I could understand using a little bit of blue on some brake parts. I usually don't because I torque them to spec and make sure they're perfectly snug. But those had red, it looks like, on them, which just blows my mind a little bit. But it would explain why those were such a pain in the butt to get out. But we finally got them come out, and now we just got to get this brake rotor off, which hopefully isn't too hard. So I tried using a little trick where basically you put a bolt through one of the holes where the caliper mounting bracket mounts, like right here. Put a nut on the other end and tighten it up, and it pushes against the back of the caliper to try to push it off. I was doing that, and then as I was tightening it down, I thought it might work, but then my bolt literally just snapped in half. So yeah, that didn't work. I gotta figure something out, but this thing is really, really stuck on. I can't believe this.
2,000 years later.
Guys, I want to talk about how many hours I've just spent trying to get this brake rotor to come off. It is indeed finally starting to come loose though, it seems. So it's like a blizzard outside right now too, by the way, and it's gotten really cold out tonight. So I really just want to get this done and at least hopefully get this side completed by the end of tonight and get the other side finished up tomorrow. I was hoping to get this all done in one day, but spent most of this time just trying to get one rotor off. But at least now I know what I ended up doing to get this one off, so if I have the same trouble on the other side, I can use the same tactics. Essentially, I mean I totally didn't have to use this thing or anything, but once I turned the wheel, I used some heat and some PB blaster, and eventually it finally started to come though. god.
I earned my pay today.
I guess so. Oh my god. I've never seen a brake as rusted on as that. Guys, look at this pile of rust. It's all from the brake rotor and just pounding the crap out of it to try to get it off. I pound this way, I pound this way, I pound every way. Primarily just finally turning the wheel and getting as much leverage with this thing as I possibly could. Finally started to break it loose. Never, I've replaced quite a few brakes in the past, 5-6 years, but this was by far the worst. So we gotta wire brush the heck out of this. We're gonna be putting some anti-seize on it, of course, as well. But now we are finally on the uphill for this side. My head is throbbing from pounding on this thing, but you know what? It's done. Oh baby, would you look at that? These are Duralast rotors actually. I like Duralast for just everyday, daily driver kind of stuff. And normally I'm a big Napa guy. I used to work at Napa actually, and I like a lot of their parts, and I actually really like their premium rotors a lot. I'm not a big fan of Napa pads though, and I'm a huge fan of the Duralast pads. Some of you guys recommended them to me a long time ago. And actually a subscriber of mine, Eric, who has been a subscriber of mine since like the beginning of my channel. He's always supported me. Shout out to Eric, but he actually recommended Duralast stuff, the Duralast gold pads, and I remember trying them out way back then, and I love them. They're awesome pads for the money, so that's what I got for this car. I just went to AutoZone. I'm not sure which rotors these are, but these actually have, it almost looks like a coating over the center part, not just like the bare metal, and they look really nice and like super high quality for what they are and for the money, so I definitely recommend so far. Just went ahead and retracted our caliper real quick. In all the videos that I saw online that I watched before this, they all just retracted it normally. So I went ahead and did the same with one of the old pads and my little C-clamp. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and throw our little caliper mounting bracket back on. I cleaned up the bolts and everything so that hopefully they screw in a little bit easier than they came out. Went ahead and torqued it to spec too. Every place online that I checked said that the caliper mounting bracket actually torques to 129 foot-pounds, which sounds like a lot, but actually once I got under there and I pulled the torque wrench, it didn't seem like what it sounded like. And now we can go ahead and throw our pads in. Here's our new Duralast gold pads. They literally are gold. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Oh yeah, you can see it. There's like gold flake in them, which is really interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and throw them in real quick and get our caliper torque down and greased, and we should be good. Alright guys, we're back out here on a brand new day. We got this side completely done, and now today we're gonna get started on this side and hopefully get it done quicker than the other side now that we know the process and the potential pain that it's gonna be to get that rotor off. I had to move my stuff out of the way here a little bit, and I need to reorganize it anyways, but I didn't park in here perfectly straight, so I'm a little too close to this side. I usually am really careful about pulling in, but for some reason I didn't think about it this time. The shop is really nice, but if you're not careful about how you pull in, it could kind of make your job a little bit more of a pain than it has to be. So we had plenty of room on this side, but we're a little tight on the other one. That's okay though. Let's go ahead and get the side knocked out. It's so cold today and I can't wait to just go inside and edit videos.
Ended up taking us about an hour and 10 minutes to get one side done. That includes a couple 5-minute breaks because my music kept breaking and I had to fix my phone. But I'd say we did pretty good. We took about an hour to do that, an hour and 10 minutes. This side took way longer than that, but that's because of just all of our issues. A couple things that I learned when I did the other side was, one, turn the wheel. I don't know why I didn't think to before. You can get better access at the 18mm bolts in the back, and you can also turn the wheel and get better access if you have to tap the rotor off. So that went way smoother, although we did have to pound the crap out of that rotor to get it off too. Definitely went smoother, but got everything taken care of. Everything is good to go. Gonna check the fluids and everything and make sure this car is 100%. The rear brakes look good too, so I guess it's ready to go. Give our brakes a quick little pump. They're feeling good now. Man, I got my pants dirty. Whoa, I'm not used to these fancy new cars. It automatically connected to my phone and started playing some more Bazanji.
Yeah, put in work and I'm getting mine, and now every time it go bang, coming for the top, got the game in the lock.
Get to the beat, bass, blow.
All right, now we're gonna follow the bedding procedure for these brakes, which is a little bit different than my EBCs for sure. We're gonna speed up to 35 here. Of course, we're on a closed course in Mexico, so just remember that. We're gonna do moderate brake pressure to go down to about 5 miles an hour. Beautiful. Woo, torque. We're gonna do that a couple times. All right, and all right, we'll do that once more. Okay, they already are feeling like they're starting to bed in a little bit. All right, we're gonna turn around on our closed course in Mexico and do the same thing, except we're gonna speed up to 55 and really slam the brakes this time. And I'm probably gonna set my camera down so that I don't die. I got her up to 55. Okay, up to 55 again. Something just went flying in the back seat. Running down a runway here, so I gotta speed up. And they feel pretty good. Alright guys, fast forward a while later, I'm over here working on the DTS, just doing a little bit of like a fluid flush and making sure all the fluids are good to go and everything is spot on. Kind of a little end of the season service, I guess. This car has been doing very well. My parents have been driving it along with the Escape and they really love this car. I don't know what the future of it is or if they're gonna get something new sometime, but it's still here for those of you who wondered. Forgot where I left off the filming with the Escape, but we got all of that finished up. We got the brakes all done. Got an appointment to get that thing in for inspection here, hopefully like this coming weekend. Then it'll be 100% good to go for them, which I'm very happy for, and I'm glad I was able to make a little video out of it. I think the video turned out actually pretty fire considering. So let me know what you think down below as always. We got some work to do on the PT-GT and I'm working on finishing up a video. I've honestly just been waiting for like one good day of weather to finish filming it. And we're finally getting some good weather this week, so I'm gonna be finishing that video up and doing some really cool stuff with that car. For now, that's what you guys have to look forward to. PT-GT video coming soon, and yeah, I guess that's where I'm gonna leave this one off. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know again down below if you did, and hit that thumbs up button please if you did enjoy. It helps me out a lot, and it helps me realize and it helps me see what you guys enjoy and what you guys interact with more. You know, it's also just really fun for me to be able to film while I do stuff like that. The job could have gone smoother too, but you know, it worked out okay. Anyways guys, thanks again so much for watching. I love you all so much, and thank you so much for the support. God bless, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.